This is the Transformers Masterpiece movie series, MPM 6 Ironhide. And I picked up this figure at Our Toys, my local hobby shop, and looking good. Here's a look at the packaging. And here is Masterpiece movie Ironhide out of packaging, and boy, does the figure look absolutely amazing. I mean, Takara Tomy, Hasbro, they really nailed it with this particular figure. There's so much details that it's probably the most accurate movie version of Ironhide that I've seen. I mean, not counting the statues and all that, but as a Hasbro Takara Tomy product, this has got to be the most accurate version of Ironhide that we've gotten. All right, here is a render of the CGI version of Ironhide in the movie verse, and as you can see, the similarity is just uncanny. They've got the chest down to that detail. Also, you don't really need a GMC present, so it's fine, but you could opt for that as well. But the way the shoulders come in, the legs down to the feet, the knees, the cannons, I mean, you basically got the most accurate movie verse Ironhide. And here he is with guns blazing. The main flaw that I can see in this figure that's both a nuisance and inaccurate is the way the arms come out from the back. And as you can see right here, the arms should be somewhere just underneath the fender, just above the wheel, just right behind the drum brakes or the brake pads or the disc brakes, and then it should flow just under the fender. And it's also evident right here, as you can see, it's just resting right there, so that the fender or that front part of the GMC truck forms the actual shoulder pads. But as it is, I'm gonna leave that there as a reference, but as it is, the way the arm's been positioned is so acutely to the back, to the rear, and literally the joint is at the back of the fender. Had they pushed this wheel a little bit forward, found a way to put another spring, another hinge or something, make the figure just more expensive than it already is, push it down to the middle right here. The wheel should be right here. This one, this particular assembly right here for the shoulder, they should have found a way to just swing it right underneath that disc brake and then underneath the fender, and it should come out right here. And instead we have it coming out here. At certain angles it looks okay, but when you turn him to the side, you're really gonna see it's really awkward. And it kind of sucks because, you know, what can you do? There's really no way to do it without spending way too much more. This is the most efficient way to put the shoulder, especially when you transform him. The other thing that's been messing with the collectors, you know, the obsessive compulsiveness of collectors, especially, well, I'm one of those, you know, I like to pose my figures. It's the loose shoulder pieces, and there's really no way to lock it. I think there is a tab right here which you can just sink in right there, but that's about it. The Takara Tomy, I think, and Hasbro were banking on the tightness of that double hinge. There is that double hinge right there. That's basically the only thing supporting that shoulder chest assembly, and they were hoping that its tightness will be enough to allow collectors to pose the figure here and there. But as it is, the ratchet joints at the back are just way too tight, much tighter than these shoulder chest hinges, that when you start to pose him, the chest just keeps moving around, and there's really no way to keep it in place. When you've gotten the arms at a certain pose like that, for example. Let's see if we can hold that. The way I found out to keep it stable is just to make sure you fold the wheel all the way. Wait, tab this thing here, and then let that whole shoulder rest on the wheel, and let the wheel rest on there's a panel, there's some panels at the back, and if you make like this one, there is that this particular panel right here. If you make the wheel rest there, it should prevent the whole shoulder from falling or from drooping when you have the arms stretched to the side. And the weight of the sheer weight of the arms and the guns is enough to really bend those hinges. But if you put that wheel strategically right there, so that the shoulders have nowhere to go down, then it's pretty stable as it is. But as it is, it's a bit of a nuisance to play with this figure. The last piece of articulation that it's a little bit of a a hindrance to playability is really the kibble on his thighs that just hits everything when you sort of try and move the hip joints sideways and forwards and all that, and it just keeps untabbing. The best way I've seen to pose him is if you detach this part right here and you extend the hips to the side, and this way that kibble is free to move about. I mean, that leg is free to move about without the kibble hitting any of his torso pieces. I think they got the proportions right. It's just that had they fixed this shoulder issue and maybe done something, a little bit more clearance on the hips, it would have been great. So, yeah. Okay, let's talk about articulation. Neck is on a hinge and a swivel, waist swivel. Okay, the waist can also go, there's an ab crunch, a little bit of an ab crunch right here. The shoulders, if you keep this assembly steady, it has a swivel and an in and out motion that ratchets. The bicep has a swivel. There's another joint right here. So there's like a triple joint right there. Swivel goes up to here like that. You can fold it all the way up like that. So he's about to do a Super Saiyan punch or something, but that's about it. Okay, the wrists have fantastic articulation. I love that. Fingers are articulated as well, down to 2 digits. This one and this one. Sadly, this one does not swivel, the thumb. For the other fingers, the last 3 fingers are joined together, while the index finger is separate. There's a hinge right here and up to the 2nd digit. The last digits have no articulation. You can do a clenched fist, folding it this way, and that. So that's pretty cool. Okay. It really does look awkward from the side. It should come out right here, but okay. Hips, as I mentioned earlier, you can go forward, backward, sideways. But if you want to really do a sideward motion, you got to stick that one out, stick that hinge out, and then it'll allow you to do more of a splits for him. But as it is, if you just keep the hinges all closest to the body or to the crotch piece, this is the only way he can do the splits. That's as far as he goes. Okay, thigh swivel. Nope, no thigh swivel. Just a ball hinge knee. The knees can swivel and can bend all the way up to that. It's a little bit hindered by this particular panel. Very, very slight 30-degree bend. Okay, and then the ankles, they can fold this way and this way. They have a little bit of a tilt, toe articulation, okay, because of transformation. So the figure stands roughly 8 inches tall, just underneath 8 inches tall. And for size comparisons, he is about the size of a Marvel Legends 6-inch figure or a Build-A-Figure, a large Marvel Legends figure, Build-A-Figure. He's about 8 inches tall, and he's like about 1/8 of an inch, just under 8 inches tall. MPM 3 Bumblebee. And a good scale. It's a very good scale, actually. I like the scale. I think they got it right with the MPM series. Now, I don't have MPM 4 Optimus Prime, but essentially it's a leader class figure. So I'm going to compare him with another leader class Optimus Prime figure that I have. This is the only movieverse leader Optimus Prime that I have. This is the legendary Optimus Prime leader class figure from the Bumblebee movie toy line, and I'm happy with the scale. It's not perfect. Optimus should be just a little bit taller, but like that. It's not a perfect scale, but it works for me. I think it's great. Just put Bumblebee here. They look great together. I'm pretty happy with it. And just for fun, here is the leader class, just so you guys have an idea of how big he really is. Leader class, Power of the Primes, Optimus Prime. Now he's big. He's probably the correct scale with him. And lastly, the Studio Series Ironhide. So, you know, sculpt wise, I think they got it right with this one. I love the compactness. I love the stability of this figure. But detail wise, I think the Masterpiece Ironhide really nailed it, how he looked. So the figure comes with accessories as well. He's got his signature guns that he showed Sam. They're actually pretty well sculpted, very accurate. This is on the left cannon, his left arm cannon. Very nice. There's a peg. There's some bits of panels of the truck. And the barrel does spin. Just like that. That's it. No lights, no anything. No mechanical parts or anything. And then this is the right arm cannon. It's actually a better looking one. I like it. Looks like a Gatling gun. No, at this point in time, I am actually missing those MechTech weapons. I wish there was a... I mean, they could have added a little bit more of a gear. A simple gear. When you push, you'd spin it. But, well, you don't really need to. So, yeah. Also, the figure comes with a ton of die-cast pieces. As you can see, the toes have die-cast. This side toe has die-cast. This knee parts, the knees actually have are made of die-cast. The crotch piece is made of die-cast as well. So let's transform Movie Masterpiece figure, and he has a fun transformation. Oh my god. Okay, before we get into that, I'd like to point out that I did break something. As you can see, there is right here a tab, and it's very frustrating because the way you tab the middle panel, there's also another tab, and I was trying to put it in and I broke this tab, and it kind of affects the transformation because in alt mode this panel is not as flush. When you combine it together, there's a gap there, and here it is. This is the piece that broke off, and it could serve. I hope it's a warning for people who have this figure to just be very careful with it. Transforming, it was very frustrating for me during practice, and I broke it. So yeah. So let's transform Masterpiece Movie Series Ironhide. First up, instructions are absolutely useless. This thing should be burned. You can figure out the transformation on your own without the instructions. Seriously, you're better off figuring it out. Okay, so apart from breaking that tab, hopefully I didn't break anything anymore during practice, and I hope we don't break anything anymore when we do it on film. So remove these two weapons. They're gonna sit in alt mode later on, which I will show. Okay, so to transform him, where do we even begin? Okay, let's do the legs first. Just position the arms this way so they're not in the way. So legs, straighten them out. And it's a roundabout way of transforming the legs, but essentially what you want to do is you want to unlock and free up this. It's a little bit of an elastic plastic. It's not elastic, but it's softer than the other plastic, soft PVC plastic that's connecting these two panels. You want to do that is going to free it up this way. So untab and then free it up that way. That's only about 3 or 5 steps just to do that. So I was wondering why there was a roundabout way of doing it, and I later realized it's to free up this. It's a very soft PVC connecting piece that connects both panels, and fold that back in. Okay, then what you want to do you want to fold these toe pieces in, the side toe pieces, and then you want to pull this out like that. Pull it out like that, and swing it over here. Swing it like this. Okay, and fold this right here. It'll form the tailgate. Then what you want to do is unlock the thighs, swing out the wheels, make sure that the side panels have already been flipped, and then go ahead and fold up the legs, just so you're able to clear the wheel pieces, and then just tab them right here. Okay, and this one just tabs in right here. Okay, and then this one tabs in right there, that panel right there. Okay, and this one just stays like that. So tons of kibble at the rear end. Okay, next do the same on the other side. So I'm gonna go ahead and tab that piece like that. There. Go ahead and tab this one here. That, and this one just stays right there. Okay, at this point in time, you can fold these, finish transforming the truck bed, and just join the leg pieces together. Alrighty, that was the easy part. Okay, now on to the more difficult part. Okay, the arms and the head and all that. So untab this. You want to go ahead and do this. Separate these pieces right here. I'm going to go ahead and fold this here. This one, open it up and then rotate like that. Oh, like that, and then you're gonna want to just want to go and tab it right here, right there. All right, and it should lock in place, and locks in place here as well. You know you're good. Okay, gives it a little more stability. Okay, fold the head. Oh, sorry. Go ahead and fold this piece out. That'll form the bumper. Okay, as I said, that's how I broke it. Because this one, I hate it when there's a tab right here and there's another tab right there, and you have to like squeeze them together. Yeah. Okay. Okay, next up, fold the head in. It'll just stay there. Fold the chest right here. Okay. And then the fun part. Okay. You want to go ahead and stretch the windshield pieces like that, and then rotate the fists this way or this way, keep them like that. What you want to do is there is a diagonal hinge right here. You just do it that way, and it's supposed to lock in place like that. Do the same on the other side like that. Yeah, it looks so easy, but can be very frustrating at times. So like that. Okay. Now the next thing you want to do is, okay, you want to align. You want to just fold up and crumple the front pieces like that. Prepare the bumper to connect it. As you can see, there are a ton of GMC letters. You just want to go ahead and fold it like that. Swing it out and fold it like that. And that way, there's only one. Okay. What you want to do next is fold this. Fold it like that. The fake disc drum pieces like that. Okay. And then what you want to do is, hold on, just put it like that. Okay, Then what you want to do is you want to fix the side panel first, and align it properly. So do that, and just fold that whole elbow assembly up like that till you get a perfect lineup. Okay, they'll untab, so don't worry about tabbing them in permanently, but they're gonna keep untabbing. But the reason you're doing that is to test if the angle of the arms, how you fold it, is correct. So it looks like it's correct, so we're gonna move on. Right, same thing with the other side. Go ahead and untab that. And the way to do this, don't just fold it down like that. The best way I know, I've seen it, is just fold it this way first, and then you fold it that way. Okay, and same thing on the other side. Go ahead and fold that whole arm assembly, and you want to test if it tabs in properly. So yeah, it looks like it needs to ratchet some more. Okay, maybe like that, and then like that. Okay, it's horrible, absolutely horrible. I'm so tempted to throw this thing away, but anyway, okay. So go ahead and squeeze this in. What you want to do is you want to tab this side in first, if you can. Okay, do the other side. And it's so flippity floppy. It's like a puzzle former, and it's really annoying to transform him. Okay, once you've done that, what you want to do is you want to tab these side panels in. Make sure everything's tabbed in. Side panels in like that. Go ahead and join these pieces together. Here's where that broken tab will come into play. It's not going to be as flush as I want it to be, but who cares, right? Let's do this. Hope I don't break anything anymore. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna fold this. Okay. That. Tab it in. Okay. Alrighty. You get the idea. And tab these two panels together. Okay. Right. Tab these guys in. Come on. Oh my God. Okay. Ugh. Stay. Okay. Tab these guys in. Oh, come on. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Come on. Tab the wheels in right here. Okay, do the same on the other side. If you can. Okay. It's not straight. Okay. All right. Okay. Come on. Just... Did I just do it? Okay. And so here is Masterpiece Movie Ironhide in alt mode. The alt mode, once you get it to alt mode after a horrible, horrific transformation, if you manage to tab everything into place, it actually looks pretty good. I mean, it has a ton of kibble at the back, but the whole top kick alt mode, I think 75%, 80% of the whole toy looks fairly decent. Pretty good, actually. And here is the Studio Series alt mode Ironhide. Detail wise, this one definitely beats him, but you know, as a toy, I think you don't really need to get this one. This one looks good if you just display it, because the moment you start squeezing the panels, you're playing with it, panels are going to come off and it's going to be ridiculous. So yeah. And finally, great scale with the Bumblebee concept Camaro, or 2007 Camaro. I love it. I mean, if you have a Transformers the movie shelf and you keep all the Autobots or Transformers in alt mode, they look good together. And the weapons do fit onto the sides of the truck in alt mode. See that? And they hinge out. It's weird because the right arm cannon has some bits of panel on the car, and that's supposed to go somewhere, but so is this one, but that's just the way it is. So, yeah. So final thoughts on the figure. If you're not going to play with it or transform it from one mode to another, as a statue piece, it's great. If you'd like to think of it as an articulated statue, it's great. If you're going to leave it on the shelf or in alt mode or in robot mode, not going to play with it, the details sculpt phenomenal. But as a toy, it is just very, very frustrating. And I'm not just talking about the transformation. The whole chest assembly, all the kibble hindering the posability of the figure. It's a shame. I just think, I don't think the $130 is worth paying for a figure like this. I understand that, Masterpiece figures are supposed to be very intricate, but this one is definitely not fun. And at this point in time, I think I have just about had it with MPM or movie Masterpiece figures, the Transformers movieverse line. I mean, I don't think I could take another one. I mean, I thought the Beetle Volkswagen Bumblebee was bad. This one is just frustrated the heck out of me. And my best advice is, especially for those here in Manila, is wag nyo nang sayangin ang pera nyo dito. Gagastos kayong 6,500, 6,600 pesos para dito. Nakakawalang gana lang. And yung salapi nyo, maaari nyo pang gamitin sa iba pang mas kaaya-ayang laruan kaysa dito. So if you're really into Ironhide, then by all means get him. But if you're trying to complete your Transformers the Movie 1 team up, put him on the shelf as Masterpiece figures, okay. But if you're the casual collector and you're looking for movie masterpieces, they're just very frustrating. They're very expensive, and they're not fun at all. They're just great to look at, but ultimately they're not a great toy. I personally would, you know, I'm completing the Studio Series line, even if I had sold figures that were not 100% with me. I didn't like them 100%, but I had to buy them back because they were numbered and I had to complete them. And I think the Studio Series does a better job as a toy compared to the Masterpiece movie series figures. But if you want just the most accurate representation of these figures just to sit on your shelf, then the movie Masterpiece is the way to go. So there you go, folks. Very disappointed. The figure is going to get a 4 out of 10 for me. The details look great, but ultimately it was just very, very frustrating and annoying. And it could be my very last movie Masterpiece purchase. Hope you enjoyed this little video review. This has been the Transformers Masterpiece movie series from Transformers the Movie MPM 6 Ironhide. Thanks for watching.